Hello, I see some people are starting to connect. We have a great presentation for you today. I appreciate you attending. We're going to kick things off around 12, maybe a minute or two after, to give people a good chance to finish connecting who are having trouble connecting. But again, great presentation planned for you today. I appreciate your patience, and we'll get started shortly. All right, hello everyone who have joined so far. It is 12 o'clock. I do see on my end there's still people trying to connect, so I'm gonna give them some time, another minute or two, and then again we'll kick things off in another minute. Hello, I see more people joining in. I hope everybody's having a good day so far. We're going to get started very shortly. I do still see those people connecting, so I do want to give them time. All right, that should be plenty time. We'll go ahead and kick things off. Hello, everyone. My name is William Mucker. I am a client executive with Camaplan, and I would like to thank you all for joining us for today's webinar, Preferred Equity, What Limited Service Hotel Investments Have to Offer in a High Interest Rate Environment, with Ashley Beard of Gentry Mills Capital. As a quick note, please be aware that Ashley will be answering questions at the end of the presentation. However, feel free to use the chat and/or Q&A function on your screen to pose your questions whenever they cross your mind. They will be saved and addressed once the presentation portion ends and the Q&A portion begins. Before we get started, we do have a brief disclosure to go through. Everything presented in today's webinar is strictly for educational purposes. Camaplan is a neutral third-party administrator of IRAs. We are not attorneys, CPAs, or financial advisors. If it comes to a time where you need advice in any one of those fields, we highly recommend that you consult with your team of professionals. We are more than happy to be a part of the dialogue with your team of professionals to make sure the investment process is quick and seamless. We do not sell any investments at Camaplan, nor do we endorse any products. We will never call you about the next best investment opportunity. We believe that you should always do your own due diligence, before investing your money, whether it be your retirement funds or otherwise. Once you have found the investment that is right for you, we will help you open your account, fund that account, and facilitate the transaction into that investment. Here is my contact information. If you or anyone that you know who you believe could benefit from the information have any questions about what is discussed in the presentation today and how it applies to self-direction, please do not hesitate to contact me. I would be more than happy to help. And without further ado, I'm going to pass the controls over to you, Ashley.
Great. Thank you so much, Will.
My pleasure.
Good morning, everyone. We are so excited to be a part of the Camaplan webinar this morning, and we're so grateful that you've decided to spend a few minutes with us. So we're just going to jump right in. I'm going to give you a little introduction here of who we are and what we do. We'll go from there.
Gentry Mills Capital is a real estate investment services company, and what we do is we buy hotels and we put one hotel into one partnership. So we're completely different than other programs that are out there in the marketplace, other sponsors that put maybe 50 to 100 different real estate assets in one partnership or into one fund. I
Will,
started
let me
this
know if everyone
company
can hear.
because I was frustrated. I worked for other people for many years. It
Sounds
seemed
good on my
the
end.
more money I raised for the other companies that I worked for, the less interested they were in reporting, getting information out to advisors and their clients on time. And so I just told my dad, I think I'm going to quit, start my own firm, and just focus on buying 2 or 3 quality assets per year and really focus on reporting. And that's what we've done over these last 20 years, and we have a group of very happy investors and advisors. Since 2006, we've purchased many assets, and we've had well over half of them go full cycle. I attribute that to our great acquisition team. In my experience, my background in the real estate business, I've seen real estate firms make the mistake of growing too quickly and putting on too much overhead. We've really worked diligently to keep our overhead down and to really keep our costs manageable so that no matter what market that we're in, we can maintain continuity of staff. My family works in this business, my wife works here, my sons work here. So we take great pride in our customer service because we return every phone call. We know advisors are busy and their business is important to them, and so it's important to us. We really try to get their question answered and get back to them right away so that they can talk to their clients. Transparency is important to me because, it's just basic honesty. It's the things that your mother and father taught you when you were a kid about being honest. We appreciate the trust that you've placed in our firm.
All right, folks, so that's a little bit about who we are, and we will just dive on in here. We are a family-owned real estate investment firm out of Dallas, as Billy mentioned. And we feel like there are a couple of things that make us distinctive. You have a world of sponsors to choose from and a variety of folks you can invest your money with. We feel like there are a couple of things that make us. Firstly, Billy touched on it, but our track record. Since our inception in 2006, we've put together 40 total programs, 18 of which have gone full cycle and the rest are still active. So we're very, very proud of that. Even in the recent years where it's been a challenging environment in hospitality and across commercial real estate, we've had some big wins, some significant capital events. As Billy mentioned, we put one asset, one hotel into one partnership. So in one of our partnerships here, we did a cash out refinance and returned a significant amount of capital to our limited investors, our limited partner investors. Even in a tricky lending environment, we were able to do that. So we were proud of that. In another partnership, it contained a hotel and 2 ground leases. We sold those ground leases and again, returned capital to our limited partners. And then just this week, actually, we're thrilled. We've added an 18th full cycle program to our track record. This was a mezzanine note that matured this month. And so it paid interest through the 5-year term. And then we got those folks all of their capital back and closed the investment. So we're extremely proud of our track record, especially right now with the challenges that persist in the market. And then the second thing we feel that really makes us distinctive is our customer service, of course. You heard Billy touch on it, but he very much sets the tone here for that. And his son, Josh, who's the vice president, his commitment to integrity and transparency, that really guides everything that we do. So we work very hard to give you frequent and very clear communications, both on a monthly and on a quarterly basis. Things that you can set your clock by, so you can set your watch by. They come in the monthly updates by the 10th of every month, and then your quarterly newsletters are sent at the end of each quarter on the 15th of the month. And we never vary from that. We are regular like that and consistent. We get your tax documents to you in a timely fashion. And then most importantly, when you call Gentry Mills Capital, you're not getting an automated operator or anything of that nature. You're getting a live person that wants to talk to you, wants to get you an answer. And you're never going to go 24 hours without a return phone call or return email. That's not how we operate. And so we're very, very proud of that. So now let's segue into what we do and why we do what we do. We love limited service hotels. In these single asset partnerships that we put together, we typically buy Marriotts or Hiltons. And limited service, think Courtyard by Marriott, Hilton Garden Inn. Some of them are extended stay limited service. So that would be Homewood Suites, Town Place Suites, those types of hotels. And we love those limited service hotels because we feel that they have lower overhead than other classes in hotels, and they have larger profit margins. So some of the things that contribute to that are that, for example, limited service hotels don't have full service kitchens like full service hotels do that offer you in-room dining and those types of things. That's a whole array of costs that are eliminated by not having that full kitchen. Also, things like in our extended stay limited services, like Homewood Suites, folks don't want their rooms cleaned every night. They may be staying for a week, 2 weeks, several weeks, and they just want it cleaned every couple of days. That cuts down on labor cost. It cuts down on the cost to turn the room. And so all of these things together, all of these variables together just make it a less expensive model, more profitable model that we're able to use and generate some rates of returns for our limited partners. Speaking about hotels overall, we don't have to tell you that they are a pillar of worldwide industry and American industry. And some great news in the past couple of years was in 2023, US hotel revenue actually exceeded pre-pandemic levels, actually exceeded 2019 levels. So we were thrilled about that, obviously. And this year projections are even higher. And then the last thing that we really, really love about being in the hotel space is daily pricing power. We feel like it is a significant edge, gives us a significant edge over our competitors. And that we are able to respond in real time to the fluctuations of the market and customer demand. And if there's an event in the area, if there's bad weather in the area, all of these things that impact the market demand in a local market, we're able to pivot daily and change what we charge per night. And we feel just that's tremendous value. It really is it makes us a hard hitter in a lot of these spaces. So moving into our current opportunity that we're addressing with you today is GMI Property Improvement Plan. And this features a hotel that we actually already have in our portfolio. This is a dual branded, and let me move this over here so you can see this full beautiful picture. This is a dual branded Homewood Suites by Hilton and Hilton Garden Inn hotel that's in Jacksonville, Florida. We love Jacksonville, Florida. They've experienced exponential growth in the last 5 years. Their population is just insanely growing, and corporate relocation has added to that. But they have tremendous industry there with military production, manufacturing, transportation, just a number of things. And they have excellent infrastructure in the city set up to really accommodate all of that booming business and all of this influx of folks that are moving there. So it makes it a really enjoyable place to live. We've loved being a part of the market. This hotel has been a great performer since we acquired it at the end of 2021. This dual branded nature of the hotel really has been a valuable part of this whole equation because we have the Homewood Suites that's extended stay. So we're able to capture a portion of the business that comes into the market and needs a room for 2, 4, 6, 8 weeks at a time. Many of the construction groups that come into the area to do the development or the port projects, they'll search the local market, they'll find an extended stay hotel that they like, and they'll negotiate a nightly rate for, weeks, months at a time. And then all of their crew will stay at that hotel. So with this extended stay hotel that we have, we're able to capture a portion of that. But then with the Hilton Garden Inn that we have, it's just the regular limited service hotel that's not extended stay. We can capture the business travelers, the family coming in for 3 or 4 nights. And so we love that. It's given us, the ability to capture a lot of business from a lot of different sources. This hotel is in a prime location. It's right on the banks of St. Johns River. You can see it there in the bottom with that golden star. And it's in the South Bank area of Jacksonville, which is great. It gets a good amount of tourists because it's got a little river walk and there's great restaurants and shopping. It's right by the TIAA field. But it's also next to our hotel is also next to the Baptist Health Medical Complex. And this is very typical, and across our portfolio, you'll see we love to acquire assets or build assets that are near hospitals, airports, corporate headquarters, because they're year-round room night generators. And it's this nice base of business and revenue that our hotels can benefit from. We love that. It's a sweet spot for us. So this is very typical. And it's one of the reasons that this hotel has done so well. So today, what we are talking to you about is a program. This hotel needs to be renovated. Hilton requires that every 7 years, their hotels be renovated and that you do what's called a property improvement plan or a PIP on the hotel. So this hotel needs approximately a $6-ish million renovation on it. You can see it's been well maintained, it's in good shape, but it needs a little freshening. It's due up for renovation. So this program that we put together allows you, the investor and the limited partner, to participate by providing capital to this hotel for this renovation. So we're offering preferred equity interests for our dual branded Homewood Suites Hilton Garden Inn. We're raising just shy of $6 million. It's $20,000 minimum investment, estimated 3 to 5 year hold time until we sell or refinance. It's accredited investors only. And this pays a 9% annualized preferred rate of return, and it will pay it monthly. And these will begin immediately. You'll be prorated to your date of investment when you invest here. So what's really compelling and attractive about this investment is that you are in a preferred position. So you come in this preferred equity position, and you're ahead of approximately $12 million of existing original equity in the property, in the financing and the capital stack of the property. And as we mentioned, the 9% annualized return paid on a monthly basis to you. These monthly distributions, as I mentioned, begin immediately. We prorate them to your date of investment. So if you were to invest today, your first distribution would be actually on the 15th, probably in June, but it would be prorated to how many days you were invested in May. Taking a closer look at the performance of the hotel to talk about cash flow specifically and its financials and its capacity to handle this. To pay that 9% annualized rate of return for all the folks in this program, in the property improvement plan program, is approximately $535,000 a year. So in 2022, I mentioned this hotel has been a stellar performer. 2022 cash available for distribution was 1.6 million. You can see how well it performed that year with occupancy and revenue per available room, all of these metrics that we use to track. And then last year, available for distribution, $1.5 million. Again, another strong year with performance and revenue. So you can see that the NOI and the available for distribution amount handily covers the 9% preferred return that you and the other limited partners receive for participating in this program. And I will tell you, monthly distributions are current. This property has been distributing in this program since October of 2023, monthly like clockwork. So just I'm making this short and sweet for you and hitting the high points here. But the key features of the program: you are in a preferred position. You will be in a preferred position ahead of existing equity. Your monthly distributions begin immediately. The hotel needs to be renovated. We're raising the funds to renovate it. So you invest, your monthly distributions begin immediately, 9% annualized rate of return. And then what happens is 3 to 5 years, it's an estimate for us. It could be 2 years, could be 5 years, we're not sure, but a general estimate, we approximate a 3 to 5 year hold. And when we either sell the hotel or we either refinance it for a cash out refinance, we will return your capital to you and close the program. Touching on something I mentioned at the beginning is that we are really committed to regular updates for you. So you receive a monthly update every month that overviews our entire portfolio, how it's performing, how each property is doing, important updates about tax documents and distributions and that type of thing. And then every quarter, you receive a quarterly newsletter, which only details your specific investment. So you'll receive this property improvement plan. And these newsletters are great. They go into things like top accounts that the property is secured, fluctuations in the local market, new developments, all kinds of things, reports on your, updates on your tax documents and those types of things. So again, communication is paramount to us. We work very hard to do it frequently. And then if you have questions in the meantime between these updates, you just pick up the phone and you call us, and we're always here. This is our team, or most of our team here, but Billy in the middle there and his wife to his left, she does the HR and some of the bookkeeping and has worked with him. They've been married north of 40 years, I think. And then Donna to her left, she heads up our investor relations. And then Josh, he's the vice president. He's Billy's son. And then on the right side there, our CFO. And then me, I do all of our marketing and communications and some of the sales. And then Karen, she's our awesome operations administrator. She handles the day-to-day at the office. And we are here anytime that you need us. And we very much look forward to potentially hearing from you and answering any questions that you have. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Ashley. That was a great presentation. A lot of good information there. Like I said in the beginning of the presentation, now's a great time for questions if anybody has some. If not, Ashley just gave some contact information for herself and Gentry Mills Capital. So if you're watching this recording in the future, or if you're present now and a question crosses your mind after the presentation, feel free to use that contact information. Or if you want to contact Camaplan about how any of this applies to your self-directed IRA, please give us a call or send us an email. We're more than happy to help. But any questions at the moment? Okay, there's some contact information in the chat for you as well. We'll give about 2 minutes for questions to start coming in, and if not, we can wrap things up. Just to give you guys a second to type in your questions. All right. I think your presentation was so well rounded, it didn't have any questions to be left behind. But if they do cross your mind, like I said, feel free to contact Gentry Mills or Ashley or Camaplan with any questions. We're more than happy to hear you. One more time, I'd like to thank Ashley for a great presentation, and I'd like to thank anybody who presented for lending your time or watching this recording in the future. And I hope everybody has a great rest of their day.
Thank you so much.